Alrighty guys, so we got a bike in here today. This gentleman came down, I believe it was Philadelphia or Pennsylvania. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, this bike was built at Rick's Custom Cycle in Michigan, just down the road from Greg Smith. It is a Greg Smith plug and play RCC turbos, Rick's Custom Cycle built, ring tuned. So it is an all around the circle. He said he was hunting for the best in each portion of the build, and he ended up with quite a nice build. We'll go a little more over the details of that here in a sec, but I wanted to show you the bike before this gentleman comes and picks it up because he's been here all day. The gentleman, don't let me butcher his name, Abhin Arali. Please tell me I didn't butcher it. I'll check with him when he gets here, but here she is. It is a beautiful Gen 1. So this is a, I believe it's 9-to-1 Wassenaar pistons, Corilla rods, half-inch head studs, all the works. The motor's capable of holding everything it'll make. RCC Ultra kit with the billet Ultra Plenum and a 3076 Garrett Turbo Gen 2. It makes decent power. I actually had to ramp the power in. It came in so aggressively when we got after it with 30 plus pounds of boost. But 31 pounds made 525 horsepower. I'm very happy with how it came out. Rick did the gasoline tuning on this, and his attention to detail on it was spot on. It was quite nice. We did the E85 tuning and all of the configurations. So he did all the gasoline tuning, made sure the combo was right, made sure everything worked, and then I did all the boost control configurations, so on and so forth. So this bike has, per the customer's request, 10 available boost modes. It will sweep, and then it'll present. We are in boost mode 4. Hold on. In case you can't see it right away. Alright, it's a 5-second hold. You will pull the clutch in and hit the horn. Boost mode 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sending him out on 4 because it's actually pretty sporty in 4. He has air compressor that has a hob switch in the back to shut it off. He has shift. This is an auto shift lockout. So right now the shifter is disabled. Shifter is enabled. Disabled, enabled. I did add that. That is a quick digital, well, analog in. And it is on the horn button at anything over 60% throttle. It was at like 20. 20 is too low. I've seen people hit it on accident. Not a fan of that. So it is 60% throttle and greater than, I believe it said it like 10,000 something. It's up there, but it really needs to go to like 11. But for starting out, he's going to enjoy this quite a bit. See, there's a couple little quirks. It revs when you turn because of the Healy bars and the spacer combined. So he's going to need to either disconnect his high idle or get a cable, custom cable made for that. One or the other. But it did come out quite beautiful. I'm very happy with this build. I love the work Rick did. And she purrs. Like, she runs phenomenal. Rides phenomenal. I just got back from a ride. It's actually still pretty warm. And went through and did all the configurations and final checks to make sure everything was happy as a clam and ready to go. So it is ready to rock and roll and ride. Let's get to some dyno data. Like I said, we peaked out at 31 pounds of boost, 0.80 lambda, which is not rich, not lean, for E85, and I did have to ramp the boost in. So, as you can see, it looks like creep here. That is because the boost control was actually, if you drew a straight line from here, that's what the boost control was aiming for. This was the latency of the turbo catching up. Okay, but we did manage to plant 525 wheel horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. Now, it would have been quite a bit more than that, more like 325, 330, which is the limit of what my dyno likes to stick. But I killed it because we made about 100 horsepower less we were making on a 260. So anyway, we made a few pulls. We made 8 pulls for power, 525, 454, 453. The 453 was spinning, 412, 359, 320, 189 was an aborted run. The boost control did not work, so he let out at 7,000. And 215. The 215 puts it on point with Rick's dyno, which is nice to know that our dynos are very similar. It is not a bad day, not a great day. It's pretty much a 1.0 correction factor, 1.1, 1.01, humidity 56%, 62.2 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are 1,001 millibar, so 1.01 bar, 1.1 bar. No, 1.001 bar. Basically just 1 bar dead nut. Very happy with how this thing came out. Hopefully he enjoys it too. Yeah, it's probably a good thing we shifted where we shifted. It was on track to make more. But like I said, we were on the edge of the fuel system. So we weren't governed by the engine. We weren't governed by the turbo. We're not far from governed by the turbo. It probably would have made another 30 to 50 horsepower on that turbo. But we have 1,300 cc injectors on X85, so that was our limiting factor. We were going to be on pump E85, but I went down to the pump and it was 60%, and I don't tune 85 on 60%. That is not going to give me an accurate tune. I tune 85 on 85%. There's always some gasoline in there. We actually ended up right at 78 to 79%, depending on the temperature. The sensors are temperature sensitive-ish. They're moisture sensitive, temperature sensitive. You get the premise. But pretty dang close at 79%. I'm good with that. And very happy with how the tune came out. Like I said, Rick did a lot of the legwork on the tuning side of things. The biggest part of these flex fuel tunes is setting the base map, right? You turn off the 4D tables, you turn on flex fuel, and you tune it on either E85 or pump gas, one or the other, right? Then you turn on your 4D table, which makes an identical table, and you make the small tweaks necessary in that table to make it happy, and that will fill the interpolation. You don't want to see a huge percentage change between those two tables, right? So up top, I was seeing a percentage change of about 12%, and down low about 1 to 5. So down low, it was fine. Up top, it was adding fuel. I did add quite a bit of fuel in that table just to cover margin. The biggest difference between those two is that the targets change. Okay, so the boost targets, they don't affect much, but my lambda targets, those affect a lot. Okay, the lambda targets are everything. So hopefully he enjoys this thing. It rocks, rolls, and ready to rip. And enjoy your bike, boss.